It's Rusty Diamond, motherfucker.
Yo, man. Boom, it's Rusty. What's up? We're just going to get right into it because I had this guy waiting for a few minutes. So, welcome to the podcast. My name is Rusty Diamond, and this is on the Quantum Global Broadcasting Network, all that junk. You know it. You know it. If you don't, like, subscribe, share, do all that stuff. I want to bring on my special guest right here, right now, because it's motherfucking Wednesday afternoon, yo. We have special guest Adam Nutter, man. How you doing?
Yo, man, sorry, I dropped my microphone.
Oh, I fucking got it. I was like, not again. Shit. What did I do? But
What's up, man?
yeah, man. Oh, dude, just fucking living it, man. Working all this out. Working my fucking crazy studio, trying to figure out how things work.
Trying to breathe in this fucking fire air that we're breathing I'm breathing in fire air. It's
holy
awesome.
shit. Yeah, I didn't
wild.
notice it yesterday. I went outside. I was like, what the fuck is this? Normally it's, like end of the summer kind of a thing. It's weird that right now, like it didn't, I thought that maybe the tweakers next door fucking caught their house on fire or something.
Yeah,
I can't say that didn't happen too, but
no, it sounds like a tweaker thing to do for sure. I mean, meth is flammable, so
right.
It's very dangerous to cook. All those burners going at once, chemicals. I don't know. I'm not a chemist.
Right, not yet.
I mean, God willing, one day. I'm 36, maybe by 40, I'll finally make the goal come true.
Right.
But yeah, no, like the sun was like, do you see like the sun? It was like red.
Yeah, and I can only imagine that's a good omen for anything. Red sun's usually a good sign.
I took it where I was like, I feel like we're on Krypton, like a Superman's sun is. That's how red it was. It felt like I was like, I'm like, do I get powers now? Is that how it goes? Like reversed? Do I get powers if I go to Krypton because it's a red sun?
I think you would. And everything looks fucking brown. Like there's a weird brown tint to everything on the ground. And maybe yeah, Superman ain't got shit on a fucking red sun, man, is all I'm saying.
Nah, I don't. Superman sucks.
You know what? Good. So who would you, are you a comic book guy at all?
I'm a big comic book. I mean, so
are you?
Oh, do you have a $30,000 CGC comic book collection?
Holy shit. Okay.
It's actually probably more than that now. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm a big comic book guy. I have on my leg, I have like half a sleeve tattoo wise of like Spider-Man and stuff like that. Like Spider-Man characters. I have the Joker tattooed right here on me on the inside of my arm.
What Joker is that?
That's the Jim Lee Joker.
Okay. All right.
You can't really see it on the camera, but then on my wrist right here, it's the upside down. It's the Heath Ledger smile Joker, and it's the phrase. It says, "I'm not a monster. I'm just ahead of the curve" around my wrist. On my thigh, I have Bane. So like the comic book Bane.
Yeah.
So like I have
What was the other Bane?
Well, Dark Knight Rises Bane.
Okay.
So Tom Hardy Bane.
So that's different. So that's how I'm fucking.
Oh, they look very different. Here, I can show you.
I guess just so I can tell by the fucking tattoo.
There it is.
Which one's which?
That's the Bane.
Okay, that's the one, and the other one doesn't.
No, the other one has like that. It's kind of like that steel, like little like respirator type thing. It's like bald. Like he just like you could see his like head. Like he doesn't have like a mask like that. He just has like a mask like over his face, kind of.
So was that Batman Forever where he was in it and he would go bomb?
That
was that
the worst.
Was that not Bane?
Version of Bane ever? Yeah, Bane's like not like an idiot. Like in the comic books, like, he's like a smart dude.
Okay.
And then
so then
like
they just did him dirty on there.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers, dude.
I know. That movie sucked. And then the other one, he had nipples. That was the Batman and Robin. That was George Clooney Batman, had nipples.
Yeah. So George Clooney, good guy, man. Nipple Batman. He's always
nipple Batman and nipple Robin.
And nipple Robin. What happened to Chris O'Donnell? Is he?
Good question. What happened to Chris O'Donnell? He was
That's
like the playboy of the 90s. He was like a young up and coming playboy. He was like him, like James Vanderbeek, like all those guys, like Jerry O'Connell.
right.
And they're all just fucking gone.
Yeah. Where did I just see Jerry O'Connell? I swear I just saw him on something.
Well, he's
I don't
married
know.
to what's her face, Rebecca Romaine.
I not anymore. Aren't you glad I know that,
Oh
man?
wait, he's not.
I
I thought he
I know
was.
all this shit. I know
Oh,
all about
wait, who's he married to?
celebrity. No, I don't know any of that. He's not married to her anymore, dude. Um,
No.
no, they were a while, but they were living in Portland for a bit, and then they got divorced sometime during that. I don't know.
Interesting.
Fucking I don't know what's wrong with her, man. There must be something if fucking
No,
John Stamos and fucking
that's a good point. Jerry
whatever
O'Connell.
what's his name in Stand By Me. That's what he's gonna be fucking Vern. No, not is it Vern? Vern and Stand By Me?
I can't remember his name in that fucking movie.
Yeah, I can't either. I think that's
I
what
cannot
it is.
remember.
But
Yeah. So you telling me Jerry O'Connell's back on the market? So I have a shot at Jerry
Jerry,
O'Connell.
yeah, dude. If you're a Jerry O'Connell guy, dude, hit him up. Just be like, yo, I heard about it. Adam and Rusty were talking about Jerry O'Connell on the show,
Dude,
and I was like,
I'm just
well,
so desperate for like to make like have like money now. Be like, dude, I'm not gay, you're not gay, but like maybe, like, you want to
yeah,
talk about things?
yeah, but I mean, you're Jerry O'Connell, so I mean, shit, dude.
You still have money from like when you were a kid? Like, what's up?
Yeah,
Can you sugar
that
daddy me?
probably. I mean, he's because I don't know, there hasn't been anything I've seen him in probably in the last, besides what I just saw, and I don't think it was a movie or anything. I think it was just some TV spot. The last thing I remember him doing is a movie called Tomcats.
100% remember that. He's a cartoonist.
You're that movie, okay?
100% remember that
Cool.
movie. Yeah.
I thought that was just gonna be a
Nope. No, it's weird. I almost said that movie.
dude. That movie, man, that was out of control, and it had Gary Busey's kid in it. What's his name? Jake Busey, who was
Busey.
in Starship Troopers
Yes.
and
He's in a lot of stuff.
TCU. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's someone else. Gary Busey, don't know how he's not dead.
Well,
that
I
one
think if
kind of
that
shocks
motorcycle
me.
accident didn't kill him, I think nothing will.
Right. He just kind of has
Just knocked his brain loose and made him way more fun, if anything.
yeah, it did. He's got some wild stories, man.
Dude,
And
I would love that. Just the like inhibition or inability, like it's like everybody knows. So like you kind of have like a carte blanche, carte blanche to like just do what you want. So you just be like, it's like slap a tit or whatever, and then be like, it's Gary Busey is like I'm motorcycle. Let him be. He's harmless.
yeah, that's not a bad deal, man. Like, just go with it. He could be. It could all be a big work, man. Who knows?
This just goes to show you, though. Like, I'm gonna give you an example of. Okay, remember the show Just Shoot Me for the '90s?
Just Shoot Me.
It was like a sitcom. It had I can't even name.
Who is it? Is it Paul Reiser? Is it that one?
Nope. That's Mad About You.
Mad About You. Okay. Was it David Spade?
Yes, he was the assistant in it. He was the biggest name in the show by far. And then like the Jerry Segal's in it. Like he was like, I think Jerry Segal. Fuck, man. I want to say, or George Segal. Oh my god, dude, my brain is shot.
George Segal is fuck. Who is George Segal? I think
dude, I'm gonna look this up. This is bothering me. Hold on.
I feel like he died last year, and he was in like a Police Academy movies.
Dude, we saw. Hold on. George Segal, yeah, he was. Yep. No, David Spade, Laura San Giacomo. She played the main. Enrico Colantoni, you know who that is. Wendy Malick, you know who that is too. But George Segal was, he's in the Goldbergs. He was in a lot of older shit. Look Who's Talking. Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf? He's in a lot of stuff. But yeah, so that George Segal. Okay, and then. So in that show, the reason I'm saying this is because in that show, David Cross, you know who David Cross is?
Yeah.
He played I like Dave. Actually, I think David Cross is funny, but I think politically, he sucks.
He's gotten pretty into wanting to again spends a lot of time in Portland, and I mean, you look at him now, he looks like anyone fucking there right now.
100%.
It's
But
just-
he played a like a small like a very small recurring role in that show where he played the special needs brother of one of the main characters.
okay, how special needs was he?
Like you know, like kind of like that, like a very like, oh, I don't like, yeah, like very playing it up like over the top, but it was on purpose
Sure.
because it turns out like he's faking it, like he's faking his whole
Oh
life
shit.
because like he got like hit in the head as a kid and realized like, oh, I could just milk this shit and never have to work. But like they would never do that to like on a show today, like where you're like
No.
pretend you're mentally challenged and then go. And then like you're gonna be actively faking it, so you know you're pretending. On top of it, like you're so you know it's like a double weirdly like doubling down on like trying to imitate somebody with special needs, which it's by the way I don't give a shit, like it should be whatever, but like
Right.
it's just funny to see like the climate change of every studio now be like, oh yeah, you're right, we can't fucking do that. And it's like no one gave a shit then,
Right.
you know. It's like
And
and the whole
people,
point was this guy's that's the whole point, and
he's
this
a
is
shit bag.
the guy's a piece of shit. The character is a scumbag. So you're
Right.
supposed to be like, oh, this guy's an asshole. Like that's the rub, and it's comedy too. This is the show
Yeah.
of comedy. So like you're
Yeah.
supposed to be like, oh, this guy's an asshole, and you're supposed to hate the guy because you're like, oh, no morally good person would imitate a special needs person and fake it to pretend like that. And that's the
Right.
joke. The joke is that you wouldn't do that. And today everything's just so fucking climately PC weirdly done. It's like, you know, all those jokes are gone and all the points are gone, which is that's like the beauty of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, though, right? It's like,
Well, even Sunny is like, there's certain things about it where it's just like I think someone is in their ear a little
I
bit,
agree with you,
but you
scale back.
and you yeah, and it's like, oh, I can't believe you just did that part of it. Like, but the rest of it, except I was gonna say, like Sunny or Seinfeld, it's just like those characters are shit bags, and that's what the funny part of the
Right.
show is.
Right.
But
And in Sunny, like they're still shitbags, but you could tell like it sucks to see like everything through like a political lens. But that's
yeah,
what it is now, and like it's not my fault. I didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? It's like you guys did that. You know what I'm saying? It's like you guys made
yeah,
everything political. Like I just used to like watch stuff and be like, oh, and you started injecting your fucking bullshit and everything. So that now like I don't enjoy anything anymore. Like I'm that guy. And I'm not again. I said it on the other podcast I did with you, but like I'm a libertarian.
right.
I'm technically I'm an anarchist, capitalist. Really, is what I am. Is and I don't mean anarchist in the sense of like you're destroying
Right.
things.
What
That's
everyone
not,
says
that's what
what
they
they
people think it
mean.
is. It's not really what it is. It just
Right.
means like I don't need government. We should just go off a capitalist society, free trade between each other. You know, private everything should be privatized and all that shit. But
Yeah.
like I hate agenda being things pushed through an agenda, especially like through entertainment, which is how it's done most prevalently. So like you know, you go to watch like a new Marvel movie and like it's like 1,000 rainbow flags in it, and it's like women are stronger than men. It's like, okay, does this have a plot? Does it have a point to this? Oh no, okay. And like so like that's why I hate watching like new shit because I'm just waiting for to hate it. I'm like, where's the thing? Where's the thing that's gonna piss me off? Like I watched Peacemaker, and the
With
whole
John
show,
Cena.
yeah, the whole show, and the whole show, I was waiting. I'm waiting for the drop.
Yep.
And there was like some parts throughout the show where they kind of like hinted to like a little bit of a left leaning agenda from the writers, but it wasn't enough to piss me off because it was
Yep.
so small. I think the second to last episode or the last episode, it's when like John Cena's character, Peacemaker's character, you know, he's just like kind of just like going through like his defeated moment as a hero because like the second to last episode of the series, you know, and he's talking to the lesbian chick character, the black lesbian character.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And she's like, she goes, she's like, you know, she's like, you're a pretty good dude, minus your weird right wing libertarian and like this whole thing. And it's like, that's because the writers are all lefties and they just hear libertarian, they go, that's not us. So there must be a KKK. It's you know what I'm saying? It's like it's such lazy bull. And I'm like, and I don't want to hear anybody be like, they're just making a joke. No, they're not making a joke. They're not making a joke. Because you know why? You'll never hear someone be like, and the fucking dumb lefty, right? You'll never hear that. And if you do hear that, that character is the joke in the show. And they're actually mocking that character. There's never a genuine character shitting on the left anymore. It doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen.
Which is completely fucked, because and that like it takes they can't take themselves seriously. Or
No, all
they
they do
take
is take
themselves
themselves seriously.
too
Right. Yeah.
seriously.
That's all they do is take
They
themselves
can't
seriously.
they can't make a joke out of themselves. And I mean, how much of comedy is being able to look within yourself? Like that's
A
like where
lot of
I
it.
mean a lot of the deep comedy comes from, is being able to like realize shit about yourself. And like that's what the funny part is. But when you I mean, anyone can shit on anyone, and it's
Yeah.
funny, but what are you gonna do?
I watched a commercial from the when the NFL Network was like first debuting, or like they're really trying to pump that out. They had Trey Parker and Matt Stone, right? Yeah, Trey Parker, Matt Stone, from South Park, do a commercial because they're big Broncos fans.
Oh yeah.
And they were like, "Hey, NFL Network, like this is like the commercial. This is like an actual commercial they put out. Like you could go YouTube this, And they were like, "Hey, NFL Network fans, like we're Trey Parker and Matt Stone. You know us from South Park. Like we're also giant Broncos fans." And, no, they said you know us from South Park and making fun of liberals. And they said we're also giant Bron. And I was like they would never allow that ever today, because they were
No.
because they do make fun of everybody, as we know. South Park, they
Right.
do shit on it, right? So they that was an actual joke. They are being serious too, because they make fun of everybody. But I was like, dude, that would never be screened today in a million fucking years. And everything I fucking watch is agendized. Like, dude, Star Wars, except for the Mandalorian. But outside of that, it's like you could say, and like you see these characters and you go, okay, does this character have a point? Why is this character gay? Is the gay storyline improve the story? Is there a point of the story? And you go, oh no. So then why is he gay?
Right.
And people go, you can't have a gay character. I go, that's not what I'm saying. You're making it a point to say it. And usually in film or art, if you're making a point to say something, it's attributing to the story. In a movie, like, okay, like I just watched the second Shazam movie.
Wait, the second one. Are you saying that are you in the Shaq reality of the real?
No, the DC Shazam, not
okay,
not Shaq
right,
Shazam. DC Shazam, Shazam, boom, and he goes through a wizard superhero.
Gotcha.
There's a quick scene where like it's not important, but another character like scrapes this staff, and they cut to a close up of like the wood shards hit the ground. And when they do that in film, that's for a fucking reason, because later on they're gonna come back to why they did a very super close up of those wood shards hitting the floor and the guy grabbing them, right?
Right.
Because it plays into the storyline. So when you go into the very beginning of the story, you go, and this is Billy and he's fucking Joey, and you go, okay, and then never comes into play again. You go, oh, that was just to make a point of like, look, we're making gay people in movies. And if you listen to what's Taiki Waititi, whatever the fuck, the director for Thor, and he's in a lot of shit.
I don't know.
The Polynesian New Zealander who's very good. Taiki, I can't think of his fucking name, but he directed the last 3 Thor movies, the last 2 Thor movies, and like he's the voice of Korg in the Thor movies. He's also he's in the What We Do in the Shadows, the original movie. He's a famous. People know who he is.
Okay, I haven't seen any of them.
About.
Okay,
he was just at some award show, and he's talking about, he's like, and again, this is a Polynesian New Zealander. He's not like a white dude at all. He's not white at all. And he's like, diversity in Hollywood. He's like, it's fucked. He's like, it's not. He's like, this is what they do. He's like, they go. He's like, never in my life has a friend group have every race been represented of. He's like, he's like, I don't have that. He's like, do you guys have that? He's like, no. He's like, it's unrealistic. He's like, when they say like representation in screen, he's like, we don't want like a gay guy, a black guy, a white guy, an Asian guy, and a woman all together solving a crime. It's unrealistic. It's not how it works, right? He's like, what we want is, he's like, for instance, he's like a Polynesian movie, but with a Polynesian writer, director, showrunner, actors, producers. That's what, and I'm like, that's exactly it. Because the other shit is shoehorn bullshit politics.
It's stories.
Identity politics.
Like you're saying, it's just like they're telling stories, and there's something that doesn't happen. Like if I'm telling a story about me growing up, like it's probably gonna be like 5 white dudes, and that's how I grew up. Like it wouldn't make sense for it. It would lose touch of the story of like
Right.
what that relationship is with 5 people or and yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense to be able to. I don't know, because there was one. So like what was it? There was this new Saved by the Bell show. There was a
Mhm.
character in there, and like even okay, well, they go back to even with South Park. So with South Park with Timmy and Jimmy, like they were both in there, and it wasn't like a thing about them, being crippled. Uh, it was just like they're just 2 dudes.
Well, yeah,
And
no,
it's
the
like
whole thing was like, how could we get a bunch of crippled jokes in here? Let's get 2
right.
characters that are crippled. Like that's it. And they're like, what's
It
funny? What's funny is
yeah,
funny, and what's funny works, and that's what's funny goes, and that's all that should matter. Is what's funny is
right.
funny, right? It's like,
Yeah, and there's representation, and I mean it's and like going back to uh in Living Color with Handyman as well. Like, dude, like fucking so do you remember, so Damon Wayans, remember that one?
yeah,
And he was
yeah,
like, okay. And so like, dude, like fuck, handicapped people loved it, dude. They were all about it. And then it got fucking taken off because it was someone else, got offended on their behalf. They're like, dude, we have someone that fucking represents us. This is awesome. And then it's like, nope, can't have it because you guys are offended. I'm like, well, no, we're not. We
well,
like
that's
this.
that's the funny thing about like them removing like brand like the Aunt Jemima or like the Land O'Lakes Indian or Native American and all that stuff, and
Yeah.
it's like well, you're removing representation totally. Now you're just eliminating it totally, and you're still collecting all the profit from it. So it's like
Yep.
it literally is it's window shopping like altruism, whatever.
Right.
It's like ooh, look, isn't this nice? And you're like, yeah, but it doesn't mean anything. They're like, yeah, we know. Like
Yeah.
Pride Month, right? Like every company will change their flag. Go to Twitter right now and go to every company, and
The
it's a
Middle
gay.
East or China.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was gonna say. But go to the Middle Eastern version of those companies, and it's just the same shit because they don't fuck with that shit, dude.
Yep.
And these companies are cowards. And it's not, by the way, I'm not saying they should force it on them. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying it's rainbow capitalism and it's fucking disgusting. And again, I'm the most capitalist person you're not ever fucking meet. I'm true capitalism
Yep.
though. This isn't true capitalism. It's not. It's crony capitalism because I'm getting into it now.
Get into it, man. That's what we're
So
doing,
you know what
man.
ESG and DEI is?
Nope.
Okay, I don't. I always forget what they actually stand for. It's like economic, social growth, and like DIs. It's same shit though. It's 2 different names.
Okay.
It's essentially it could they can never work in a free market society because what it is forced integration, and that sounds bad when I say it like that, but I don't mean like, but it kind of it actually am saying it kind of like that. Essentially, it's like the government made like essentially like a program, and they went, okay, so you guys need this much inclusivity in your company. Now, not like you need it or like we'll shut you down, but you guys want money from us? Okay, cool. So then you're gonna need this much amount of gays, this much amount of black, trans, whatever. And then companies go, well, we want money from you, so we're gonna sacrifice our entire consumer base and just take daddy government cash. Now, again, you see the backlash from Target, all these other companies, right? Like people go, fuck you.
Right.
We're boycotting you. Bud Light lost $10 billion with the B. $10 billion. Target also lost a lot of money. I don't know how much. I don't know if they lost 10 billion, but like they lost a lot of money too. So like that's the market being like, we don't fuck with this shit. Stop talking about our kids and this stuff. Like this isn't about fucking letting you be you. That's a lie. We're well
Right.
beyond that. So like no, and the market shows the truth of what really people think, right? That would happen now. And again, in a free market capitalist society, the stores would go, we're never doing this. We're never doing this. The stores would go, we're never doing this because it's a suicide, right?
Yeah.
But because they have the backing of government, it gets pushed and it gets pushed hard. And these companies try to outdo each other for daddy government dollars. The CEO of BlackRock just was you could look this up. You could just look this up right now. This is very look upable. It's not a conspiracy. It was a multi-camered film thing. It's like at a conference. He's like, we have to force change. He's like, we have to force it. We have to force it. Yeah, and like That's evil.
Right.
Forcing anything is evil. Like good ideas don't require force. That's like 101, right? Like freedom 101. Good ideas don't require force. So if you're telling me
Yeah.
to force something, that means it's the shitty idea, and that means it's not going to work.
Yeah. It's good for them. It's not so good
Right.
for everyone else.
So like it's all bullshit. None of this works. None of this really works in a true free society, but we're not in a true free society. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
the political spectrum is like 4 quadrants, right? It's like the authority right, the authority left, the like uh economic right, economic left, right? And this is how we break it down. Think of it like this way. Like let's say you have 2 cows, right?
Yeah.
Economic right is you know, government takes your cows and sells you your milk. Like and that's not authoritarian right. That's authoritarian. Economic right is like you own 2 cows and you get to do whatever the fuck you want with your cows. Economic left is like, you know, like government takes your cows but lets you keep the milk. And then like, you know, authoritarian left is like government gets everything, you just starve to death. That's
Pretty
kind of like
much.
the social breakdown of like, you know, what everything is really in the dumbest form of it. But
Yeah.
that's what it is, and that's what kind of this DI and ESG is. It's like this forced inclusion, forced diversity, forced this, forced that. But it doesn't work in a free market. It just doesn't.
And there doesn't seem to be any gray area. It's either you're with us or you're against us kind of a mentality. And that one,
Well,
I
it's a
mean,
straight up
yeah.
you're against us mentality. There is no, if you have any discerning like you know, dissent
Right.
from their agenda, it's like you're demonized totally for it, and you're like, no. And like, here's the beauty. Like, dude, first of all, in my comedy, I don't talk about politics at all. Like, I separate it. Like, I don't talk about any politics. For anybody watching this, I promise you, my comedy isn't politics. This is just side shit I just am into because I care about our country. But like, again, comedically, totally just tell dick jokes. I promise. But like, where are they going with this? Jesus Christ. Keep it out of politics. What was they going with this? Comedy,
About having to
separate
the
it.
authoritative left,
No, I
authoritative
know.
right,
Where's they going with
uh,
the fucking
with the BlackRock, with the
no?
spending.
After that. Oh my god, my brain trauma. I have too much goddamn brain trauma from too many goddamn sports.
Are you trying to David Cross me right now, or what's
No, I
going
just
on?
goddamn too much head trauma, too much football and MMA. Hate my life. It's happened so much to me. I just mid thought, I just lose my train of thought. I'm like, I don't know what I was gonna say. God damn
So,
it. I'll get back
well,
to it. I'll get
okay.
back
So speaking of that, have you looked into the fuck now I can't even think of the name of that. You got me,
See?
got like losing it now. The like the brain fuck, what is it? Why can't I think of it? So basically like the Concussion Legacy Foundation. Have
Oh,
you heard?
like CTE stuff.
Yeah.
I
Have
definitely, I
you?
for sure have it. They say like if you play like any level of football from like high school up, like you have it. It's just like
Yeah.
how bad do you have it? You know, it's like probably bad. I played from 12 to like 25, like full content, like
You,
full pads, like
oh shit.
yeah. So I
Yeah.
played for a long time, and I did
What'd you
MMA
play?
on top of that. What did you say? I'm sorry.
I said, what'd you play? What position did
Oh, I
you?
played safety.
Oh shit. So you're like every fucking time.
So I was just running in headfirst like a
Yeah.
psychopath. And like I grew up in the era of like the hardest hitting safeties imaginable. Like, you know, so like John Lynch is my favorite player. So like current GM of the
Good like
49ers.
him.
Yeah. So like I was like, I'm gonna play like John Lynch. And if anybody ever doesn't know who John Lynch is, do yourself a favor, go to YouTube, type in John Lynch highlights, and then watch how football used to be fun. Because everything he would never be able to play today. Everything would have been a penalty. Like everything
Yeah.
would have been penalty. But he used to just like completely throw his body into everybody, hit as hard as he fucking can, is eliminate guys. And I was like, done. I was better at catching. I was better. I was a better ball hawk than John Lynch was for sure. But like, yeah, I was like, I'm just gonna throw my body into people. I don't give a fuck. And that's how I played. I just played like a psycho. I was running around and just fucking doing. And then I did MMA from like 18 to like, well, I only fought for like a year, but I trained for like a while. But I only
Yeah.
fought for like a year because I was like, fuck this. I'm not going pro. Like you know,
Yeah.
like you know what it was? Like I only fought amateur, and then like the next step is like pro then. And pro isn't UFC. I mean, obviously UFC is pro, but you could fight pro and not go to the UFC. Like there's a lot of pro leagues out there, like, and everywhere. And I was training with guys who were pro because, I was amateur, they were pro. They're like how MMA gyms work, or like good MMA gyms work is like you have guys who just go there, train for workout for fun. Then you have guys who are doing amateur and then like pro, right? So it's like levels to it.
Yeah.
So like we would train with the pro guys because they would use us as kind of,
yeah.
They use us
to be the
we would get better with them, and they would use us as like kind of like sparring for their upcoming matches, right? So
right.
I would see what they would go through, and I'm like, oh, I don't have any desire to do that. But like I wasn't like
you knew. Yeah,
like I loved MMA, and I still love MMA. I watch every fight that's on TV. I watch, I'm glad I did it. I know how to fight. That's awesome. I have a skill set that I'll never lose. I know how to handle myself. But like football, I love football. Like I loved football. Like I love MMA, but I love football. Like that was like my real true love. And like I was supposed to play. I got a partial scholarship to play for New Haven. They had to pull all the partial scholarships because they had money issues for all the sports. I couldn't play, so I wanted to play in semi-pro in Jersey for a few years. That's where I was playing. But like, I was always bummed out. I never could like see where I could take it. Not like I would have been to the NFL or anything, but like it would have been cool to see how far I could have taken it. So that I was always like bummed out about that. So that but I never had like a desire to fight professionally. You know what I'm saying? It was just something to do, and I liked it. And it was fun, and like I was like, this would be fun to fight. And then I was like, I'm just getting hit for like $0, like very little money, and like I'm not gonna go pro. Fuck this. I don't want to like constantly cut weight. I was playing football. That's problem too. I was playing football at the same time, and I couldn't cut weight for football because I had to be strong, and I couldn't just be weak, to cut weight like the day before and not eat for fucking a month. Oh, it's really 3 weeks. And if people don't know how fighting works, is like let's say you're walking around at like 210, that means you're gonna fight at like fucking middleweight. I mean, you're fighting like 175 or something like that. Like you're not fighting it or 180. Like, you're not fighting at fucking 205. But I had to. So I was 205 and I was fighting at 205. So I'm really fighting guys who are walking around at like 250.
Holy shit.
And they're cutting to 205. I mean, not 250, maybe like 235. Not 250 is extreme. And they're cutting to 205. And I'm like, fuck, dude, you guys so much stronger than me. They're so much stronger than me. They're because like you still have that muscle. Like you're cutting mass, but it's not this. It's like almost with water weight. You're not really losing your strength. So like these guys just tossing me around. Like I don't want to fucking do this. Like I just football's more fun. Like this is fun. I like this, but like I don't. Fuck this, dude. So I just stopped fighting. I just trained. I would like spar and stuff, like light spar, like but like I was like, I'm done. Like fight camps and fuck that. I'm done.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a lot of you getting your ass kicked all the time.
Yeah,
you can only get your ass kicked for so much.
And then again, it's not like I'm making $800,000. Like you're making like same thing for football though. Like I made like I think, dude. Okay, so the semi-pro team I played for, it was great because the guy who owned it was this 5'8" rich guy who owned the team and then made himself like the starting wide receiver, and he was the worst. Like the worst.
And he was wide receiver. So was there a lot of running plays?
5'8", 5'9", and well, you also design the plays to go to you if you own the team. So we weren't that good, but like I got like $1,200. I think
That's
a season.
Bad.
Yeah, it is. When you're running around a fucking psychopath for no money, and you're still practicing and shit too. Like, and I'm working like I'm in college.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah.
And I'm working a full-time job. Well, not full-time job. I'm working like I'm working.
Yeah.
I was working at Modell's. You know what Modell's is? It's like a sporting goods store. It's like a Dick's.
Okay.
It's mostly like a northeastern, like Baltimore up type of region. I think mainly. I think there's some Florida too.
Modell's.
Art Modell used to own the Ravens and stuff. So like Modell's is like because that's how he made his money from a sporting goods store. Modell's is a sporting goods store. Gotcha. So I think he owned the Ravens. But so I worked at Modell's like in college. So I was like working at the sporting goods store. which is fun because it was like a joke, like a joke of a job. Like you're drinking you're drinking every day, going to college, drinking with your friends, playing cards, playing football, doing MMA. I fucking hate being old. This has made me sad, dude. Being old sucks. I am in pain all the time now. I don't even drink anymore. I'm just dude, being young was so much fun. Damn.
It worked out all right. Yeah, it
Yeah.
can be.
I was also doing comedy too.
At that young.
Because I
When
started
you were
I was living in New York City. I'm from Staten Island. So, New York City.
you
it's
and
easy.
Wu-Tang, some of Wu-Tang.
I used to see what's his face all the fucking time at the mall. Bro, my brain today is just gone. Method Man?
Yeah.
Yes. Method Man all the fucking time. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or Red Man. No, Method Man. Method Man's in Wu-Tang, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
They both were.
Yeah, no. One was
But
like
Redman sort of was.
right. Method Man though was in yeah. I used to
Right.
Method Man all the time in Staten Island Mall back when I was like 12 years old. All the fucking time. Like he would just used to go there because it wasn't that big. That Staten Island was like still smaller back then. There was still a lot of people, but like not as many. Now there's like 700,000 people on like a tiny ass island. It's like
Holy shit.
It's crazy, dude. I had to go back there for a doctor's appointment because my insurance. Some certain doctors I still have to like. I don't live there anymore. I live in Pennsylvania now.
Yeah.
So I had to go back there. And just driving back to my old neighborhood and stuff, I was like, "Yo, what the fuck happened to this place? Like, it's fucking wild." But like, I see Method Man all the time, like all the fucking time, at the mall,
Shit.
like all the fucking time. But yeah, Wu-Tang rules. But yeah, I started comedy at 18 because
holy shit. What?
The fucking Manhattan's right, the ferry right away.
So what do you know at 18?
Nothing, and that's the problem. You don't know shit at 18, and you just try to emulate comics you like. And you try to do jokes that you think people want to hear, and like you suck. Like you don't,
Who was that?
Like Jim Norton, Patrice O'Neal, Bobby Kelly, like Bill Burr, or like young Bill. This is like Bill Burr before Bill Burr was Bill Burr. Like Lucy K before Lucy K was Lucy K.
Back in
this is
like
2004.
The whatever that Opie and Anthony shit.
Yes, this
days.
is thank you. So as a New Yorker, I grew up on O&A. Like I fucking loved O&A. Like I grew up on that shit. So listening to those guys was like my shit. So I started at 2005. Actually, 2005 was my first open mic ever. It's 2005. And I was 18, 19 years old around there.
Where was that?
Comic Strip, New York City. That club sucks now. That club was like a prestigious club, but that club has been in decline for since like the 90s. And it's real shit in 2005. Like it's real shit now still. Still around.
In 2005 it was?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was already not like a prestigious club. Yeah, it was already like failing. Like no one's really working there. Like you had some guys working there, but like it wasn't like notable anymore. Like it was like it's all about like at that time. Well, the Cellar obviously still the Comedy Cellar is number one. A Gotham Comedy Club is kind of rising. Now the Stand is like the big one in New York, which Stand's my favorite. But then there's like Greenwich Village Comedy Club, which is smaller. Broadway Comedy Club, which is smaller, but they have like 2 rooms. So there's like a lot of places in New York. Dangerfield's closed down. That's not even a place anymore.
When did that close down?
2-3 years ago. Because that place was failing. That place was failing even worse than Comic Strip. That was even worse. Like that place, I mean, like the inside looked like it never changed from the 70s. Like no one went to Dangerfields. Like it's wild how things change. Like that place was the shit in the 80s.
Yeah, everyone has a fucking special from there.
And then just gone.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Wow. So do you remember any of your jokes from then? Oh, you don't have to tell them, but do you remember any of them?
I have one that I still think is funny, and I still hold up that I still think would get a laugh if I told it today. And I will say it. You know what? I'm gonna tell it Friday. I'll fucking tell it this Friday. I don't give a fuck. I will tell it. You can change
the punchline.
Nope.
You can change the punch. You can change the setup. You're just gonna go straight up from your your first joke, or one of your first jokes.
I said, I don't think you choose to be gay. I think you're born gay. And I know this because my cousin Mike is gay. And my cousin Mike was born via a C-section. So he came out through his mom's belly. So ever since birth, my cousin Mike avoided pussy. Nice. I think it's still actually a good joke.
Yeah. So What's the crowd like there? Because so if you're in a club as opposed to doing like a bar show, are you getting different kinds of crowds, or like are you getting
Uh,
other places where
I gotta
people
be
are
honest with you.
getting
I do more venue shows now than I do comedy clubs for sure. Way more venue shows than I do comedy clubs, and they're usually better. They usually pay more. Because I'm not like Mark Norman. I'm not headlining 3 days at fucking Yuck Yucks in Ontario. Right?
right?
Like I'm like a fucking middle feature guy. I mean, I headline my own shit, but like a smaller, because like first I have my own little following from the libertarian circle. Okay, so like I fly around the country and do my own headlining gigs for
For them.
those independent shows.
Cool. Awesome.
Secondly, so like I am a headlining comic technically, but like I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like I am, but I'm not in the sense of like you. A commoner wouldn't consider me one, and like I don't really consider myself. I guess I'm being negative, but like technically I am. But like if you're doing it long enough and you have fucking 40 minutes an hour of material that works, and you've done headlining gigs before, like if you've done actually if you've been on stage and done 40 minutes of material, technically you're headlining at some point. Like if you're going last and you're doing that, you are headlining. It's just weird to say it. I just feel like an asshole saying it. I just feel weird. I feel like a very cringy thing to say. But like the truth of the matter is like it is,
Yeah.
So it's like it's weird. But like I'm not like again, I'm not like going I'm not like oh, I'm gonna be in Dayton, they're gonna be in Miami, they're gonna be in fucking, Boston. Like, no, I'm not doing that.
So then do the people that you're going on their shows, like if you're the feature, are they people that would have the same sort of, I mean, it's not like you're going out there and you have Johnny Clean Comic talking
everyone's
about,
like around. Usually they try to be
so they
booked
know,
around. Yeah.
they know what they're getting into when you show up there. They're not like, oh my God, this guy's
Yeah, no, and
talking
like I
about.
do plenty of road gigs. Like I'm on the road a lot, but I'm not headlining a lot of those. I'm just fucking
Right.
featuring on the fucking. But I don't give a fuck. I mean,
Which is
what it is. What it is. I'm making.
Yeah.
I'm making fucking good money doing dumb dick jokes. I can't complain. But
Right.
it's funny because like I'm the same way with other jobs though. Like so I get it. Like because people like well, I don't know you though. How can you make a living? I'm like, yeah. I used to be like, what do you mean? Like I used to get like offended by that. But like now,
Yeah.
like cause I heard I was watching the It's Always Sunny podcast, and I was listening to Charlie Day talk about when he was like first starting to acting. Like he would do like plays up in Boston or Massachusetts or Connecticut, wherever the fuck he was from.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know. I can never make a living doing this. Like, how can I fucking pay my bill? Like, I'm making. And then he met like another older actor, like another theater actor, a guy who lives up in Massachusetts, never does movies, never does TV, like a legit theater actor. And he's like, I do this full time. And he's like, how'd you do this full? He's like, you could do this full time and like make a good living. He's like, you just don't know, but you just got to figure it out. I'm like, oh. Yeah, I guess that is a thing. Yeah, like you just gotta know what you're doing.
Yeah,
like in my brain too, I'm like, but you're not fucking George Clooney. How can you make a living being an actor? It's like, oh yeah, a lot of people do it. Like a lot of people do it. Like it's so dumb. Yeah.
Just because you don't have nipples on your clothes.
It's Batsuit, right? Doesn't mean not nippled Batman. Doesn't mean you're not fucking making. Yeah, it's so dumb. Like to think that like, and again, like I had the podcast that make money. I have I co-own a production company with my buddy Neil Wood, who I do my podcast with. Like we make money with that. Like we do live. We put on, besides the podcast and stuff that we run with the company, we put on live stand-up shows too throughout like the tri-state area. Yeah. So like we do that too. So like we sell tickets for those. We fucking put on money for that. Like we also are out, like we are able to hire for other production stuff. Like you need us for like other things. Like we will produce it, whatever. So like yeah, so like it is doable. It's hard. It's a grind. But like once you find a groove, then like I guess I've been doing comedy for like 11 years. And I was like, it took like 8 years of like failing to finally start making some money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I struggled forever. Yep. And like that's usually most of us. Like most of us struggle for a lot until you finally sort of like, all right, this is something. Like rare. It's like right away you're a star. Like so rare. It's so rare. Like people think like, well, you're not poking. Amy Schumer did it. Like Amy Schumer sucks also. Amy Schumer used to also kind of be talented, and then she kind of sold out, and then fucking she sucks now. And she also
wait, hold on one second here. Hold on. This is a hot take here. So you said Amy Schumer was kind of talented at a time.
If you listen to young Amy, Amy Schumer used to go in O&A and hold her own.
No shit.
Yes.
Why don't I remember that at all?
Because
How
that
did
was
that? Okay.
very early on in her career, and she didn't do it. Jim Norton and Patrice kind of brought her in, and I think Robert Kelly and stuff like that, and like
Interesting.
and she would fuck with people, like she would fuck around, like she wouldn't be offended, and like
Cool.
they would just be like, oh, Amy's looking hot today, like this is back when she was like thin, and like and young, and yeah, no, like, she used to go on O&A, like again back, not like a regular, she wasn't like a regular, but she would go,
Yeah.
she would make appearances, like, and she would be cool, and then. Like right after her first, I think, Comedy Central special that she put out. Would you listen to that special? She's like, I'm a whore, which is like whatever lazy chick comedy. But at least she was like kind of not taking herself seriously. Is my point.
Yeah.
And then she just fucking. I mean, Mark Norman was her opener for a long time, and Mark Norman's great. So like it's like.
And okay, so then all right, so then so she's had a
Yeah.
that's it's kind of mind-blowing, but because I was talking to some guy, he's a comic up in Toronto, and he was telling me that he's like, name me a comic, and even name me a comic that sucks, and I can tell you that something good that they've done. And that was the first thing that popped in my head. And I was like, her. And then, but I didn't say it for some reason.
But I mean, good that she's, it's not like it's like her, like she's putting out a work. It's just like she was like kind of cool in O&A. Like she used to just be cool, like, like cool, like, and then just devolved.
Yeah. Like, I think that's important to be able to hold your own and shit when you need to. Like if you're in something like that, and there's not really anything like that right now that I know of. There's not really an O&A where
no. Legion of Skanks is the next closest thing. It's kind of like, and even Lewis admits, he's like, we're just doing what O&A did. like he's like, we just did when you guys left. Like we just kind of took over. It's like, yeah, kind of. That is the closest thing. It's that nothing's gonna be the same. That era is done forever. But that's the closest thing to it, and it's just it is what it is. I mean, O&A was great. I you'll never get that type of shit again. Like type of true, like just busting balls again, like that, like just unfiltered, true. Yeah,
dude. Okay, so busting balls, man, it's so weird. Okay, so like busting balls, like is not a thing on the West Coast. And
no,
it's the
you guys
weirdest
don't
shit.
do. The West Coast doesn't do it. Yeah.
No, it's fucking Minnesota. Nope. Minnesota has Minnesota Nice, which is the same as West Coast. Vancouver, BC, same thing.
It's a Northeast thing. Mainly like New York, Philly, Boston, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
It's a very New York Northeast thing. I love when I get like my balls busted. Like it's fun, it's funny, and if you like, it's you got to find the right people to do it with. Like, all right, even I'll give you. I'm in a group chat on Twitter with a few hardcore libertarian friends of mine.
Yeah,
and these guys are like, I'm the only comic in the group, but these guys are funny, and they do not give a shit about any piece, any PC shit. Like, and the group is filled with a bunch of different people, women, guys, black, white, fucking everything.
Yeah.
And it is brutal when people go at it. It is like the other day, one of my buddies, Andy from the South, he's Tennessee, he's a fucking redneck through and through. And he's busted my balls for being Catholic because he's Protestant, whatever. And I was like, if I wanted a fucking opinion of a meth-fueled mullet head, I ask you how the Titans are doing this year. Shut the fuck up. Like, what I'm saying? Like shit like that. Yeah. And he was like, and he just tracked me about my fucking tattoo. He's like, of course you would support a pedophile fucking religion. Like, just shitting on me for that. And he's like, we're just busting balls. I'm not serious. Like, we're just making fun of each other. Like, and like, we're not. You know, I was like, I'm too busy on Sundays playing football and fucking your mom to go to church. Sorry. I mean, he's like, I know. She told me all your shitty tattoos. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just go back and forth like that. It's funny. And it's like, it's fun,
Yeah.
like making fun of each other. And then like people get mad and like, you guys don't fucking. So again, he's from Tennessee. He's a Southern guy, but it's a mindset. But no, as I agree with you. Overall, if we're just doing like a market blanket research thing, totally agree with you. Because I've traveled the country for again, I do travel the country for comedy a lot, and you see it in the comics too who aren't from like the East Coast. Like I'll make fun of West Coast comics and be like, why would you say that? I'm like, I'm just kidding. I'm not serious. Like I'm just. Here's another thing too, and maybe this is also a newer comic thing, but like. The other day, my buddy was he's a younger comic and he had a pack of M&Ms. He just opened them. I was like, "Oh, M&Ms?" He's like, "Yeah." And I fucking slapped the whole bag out of his hand. They went everywhere. It's like exploded, and I'm just like, right. And everyone was like, "Why would you do that?" I'm like, "It's funny." What do you mean? Like, it's funny, and they're like, "That wasn't fun." Like, yeah, I paid for that. I'm like, okay, now you guys are making this like a thing now. Like, it's M&Ms. It wasn't like a fucking steak dinner. And I just gave him $2. Like, go buy more M&Ms. Now, the whole bit's not fun now. I'm like, they were all like younger comics, and like it's that sensitivity bullshit, and they're all like, that wasn't that funny. And I'm like, it was hilarious. First of all, I was outside the stand one time. No, it wasn't. I'm sorry, Greenwich Village one time. And it was me and four of the comics. And the guy just got a brand new slice of pizza. He's like, dude, I'm fucking starving. And then he gets one bite in. He's just holding it, talking. Other comic walks out from up the stairs in Greenwich Village. Goes, hey, what's up? And just goes, boom, and fucking uppercuts it. The fucking pizza goes flying onto the street, just face down. He just was like dejected. And that was so funny. We're all just laughing how upset he was as pizza is now just covered in New York City grime. And that's funny. He wasn't laughing, but we were. And that's what makes it funny. And people were like, well, he ruined his dinner. Yeah, I know. That's what makes it funny. I don't know what to tell you guys. That's what the funny part is. He's being a dick. That's the funny part.
Well, I mean, so then what is it like with the so are you hitting open mics then still to keep your
No.
okay, cool then. So then you're not
like,
having
there is a debate on this. For instance, for Ghost in the Cult of Us podcast, the great podcast I do with the great Neil Wood. Neil and I have new comedy the same amount of time. Maybe I have a year on him. Maybe it doesn't matter at all. It's irrelevant, right? It's totally the same amount of time. Neil still goes to open mics. Neil's very funny. Neil's probably better than I am for sure. Like he's a very good comic. I'm like, buddy, what are you doing in open mic? Like, you don't need to go anymore. You're good enough where you could work new material in the middle of your set. And if it sucks, you could bail yourself out because you're good enough to do that.
Which is an important thing to be able to do in any kind of art like that.
Right.
Like, to be able to like not just
right. That's what open mics are for,
keep going.
Is because it's like you only have 5 minutes of material and it's all bad and like that's all you got. So you're just working. That's fine. I'm like, dude, we're at a level where like we're not doing open mics. Like guys do, and I'm not even like shitting on them. Like that's like you, and honestly, they're probably better than me. But it's like, dude, like open mics. Here's the thing about open mics. It's a bunch of comics in a room who are mainly young, brand new. Everyone's there for themselves. No one gives a fuck about what you're saying. You know, there's no audience to really get a true feedback of what you're doing. Really, it's for like cadence and like wording things in a certain way. It's kind of what open mics are for, right? Like to get, and also if you're new, to get this used to being holding a mic and stuff like that. But like, that's not for me. I'm again 11 years in the game. Like I should be able to know how to be like move the mic stand, hold the mic, or, you know. It's like, but like Neil's like, no, it's like keeping me sharp. I'm like, no, like I get it, but you're wasting your time. I'm like, you're wasting your. And he lives in Philly, so it's a little different for him. He could just like take a quick 2-minute drive someplace and like, you know, for me, I live in Bucks County. I'm not going to fucking Philly to fucking do an open mic. Like, you know, I'm just not doing it. Like, there's actually one by my house, and I won't even go do that. There's one 2 minutes from my house every Wednesday, and I won't go. I just won't go. And it's a music / comedy open mic. It's not just a pure. My point is actually that's probably hold on, it's probably better for me because you actually have a real audience there because people are
Because
musicians and people who are
musicians,
there for
bringers.
music, and they're not comics and they'll actually listen to you.
Yeah. Well, and yeah, musicians bring fucking friends and
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly.
Comics, like you tell someone, you're like, oh yeah, dude, I'm doing comedy tonight. Like, oh fuck, okay, that's dumb.
Exactly. Now, I will say this is funny. Musicians are cunts because I used to run up in this place, New Hope, Pennsylvania. It's like 15 minutes from me. It's a sweet little town, like right on the river between Jersey and PA. And it's cool.
Okay.
It's a cool town, like main streets lined with bars. It's kind of like it's like a famous spot out here, like in the Philly area. Like people know New Hope, right? It's very trendy, very gay. The gayest borough in Bucks County. Very gay. Gets annoying. Gets annoying with how gay it is sometimes. Because if you make a gay joke there, people are like, I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like we're kidding. We're all kidding. It's not. But there's there's a legendary bar up there called John and Peters, and it's legendary because it's an old music bar. Been there since like the fucking 60s or 70s, and like very famous acts have come through there. Like a lot of these, like George Thorogood has come through. Like a lot of like bigger, even Penn and Teller came through there before they were Penn and Teller. They were called Asparagus at the time. Yeah, and there's
weird.
There's a poster of them. Like it's a cool bar. There's like a bunch of cool like autographs of all the people who've come through there. But my buddy Mike D'Alto, who's a comic, he started working bar there years ago, and he brought comedy to New Hope, kind of. So, he used to run the open mics at this place, and then he started working the bar there, and kind of it got too much for him. So he's like, you wanna like do the open mic, like host the open mics on Mondays, like for $100? I was like, yes, I do. So I was like 15 minutes from my house every Monday. I was getting $300, eating food for free, and then I was working on any new material I wanted to because I was hosting.
Because you're the host, and
I could do whatever. And it was a mixed mic. It was music and comedy, and you had a lot of time because you had to give equal time for the music too. And like music, you're not going to do one song. So you give them like 2 to 3 songs. But that means comics will get like 10 minutes, which is a lot for an open mic. 10 minutes for an open mic is like
that's a great open mic.
If you're bad, that's a long fucking time to listen to comedy.
Yeah.
So these musicians though they would be disrespectful. Not all of them, but a lot of them would get disrespectful, and they wouldn't listen to us, and they would talk during our shit, but expect us to listen to them during their bullshit
and not go outside and
drove me crazy.
Smoke.
Is they would be like, these guys fucking suck. Like these comics suck. And then they get there and be like, all right, guys, little thing I wrote. Maybe you heard of it called like Smells Like Teen Spirit. I'm like, you didn't write shit. All you guys did was learn other talented people's work and then copied it. And you're playing this bullshit here. Like at least the comics are going up with original material and trying something new. You guys are fucking hacks is what you are. And I started getting bitter towards a lot, and I would start just shitting on them on stage, like on stage. I'd be like, you guys fucking suck. And I'm like, this isn't a bit. I'm like, I mean this. You suck. I'm like, I hate you. And then all of them, like a lot of them were cool, and like a lot of them were super supportive of us. But like a lot of them were also cunts, and musicians are cunts. And this is also what I say too about like the respect and entertainment scale. Comedians were last because no one goes to musicians and be like, I could do that. We get told that all the fucking time.
Yeah.
I say this like the hierarchy of entertainment. It goes, musicians and actors are like tied for one. Right? It's like musicians, actors, 1, 2, whatever. I go, everything else, clowns, mimes, magicians, comedians. Like it's that order of, like everything is like above us. Like we are the least respected art form. Yeah, because everyone goes, I could do that.
Who's gonna say I can be a clown?
Exactly. No one goes, I can
be a mime.
Right.
Yeah.
It's insane. I go, can you? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll give you 5 minutes. Give it fucking not even 3 minutes. I'll give you 5. I'll give you 5. Fucking.
This will be fun. So annoying. It's so annoying to be like, especially because I could be like teachers. Okay.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, I could do their job. At least like in the sense of not the paperwork stuff because my brain will explode. I can't. That's the reason I'm a comic is I don't want to do work. Like, so I won't be able to do like the paperwork side of it because my brain, I can't physically handle it.
Yeah.
But I could talk for 40 minutes You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I do
Keep
now.
their attention.
So I could do
Yeah.
that. Now I ask you, can you though do what I do? 0%.
Right.
Now, obviously, there are teacher friends. Actually, I have teacher friends who do comedy. They're very good. And I'm talking about them because they're actual comics. I'm talking about
Right.
just the average teacher who's like, I can fucking do that. And no, you can't. You know, like, no,
Yeah.
you cannot. Like,
You got people fucking on their phones fucking tweeting and shit or whatever, you know,
yeah,
text messaging and shit like during your while you're teaching.
right.
But you know,
Dude, I
when
have
they're listening to you,
everybody Jay Yoder who he was one of like a teachers doing like a bunch of teachers who do comedy also. Like they went on a tour together. Dude, like a massive like US wide like theater tour. And none of by the way, you don't know any of these comics. Like, you don't know their names, but like they're good comics. Like, you know, but like I'm like, dude, fucking what? How do people know about this? How do people know about this? It was fucking nuts. Good for them. They fucking crushed it.
I had a buddy who I forgot what the book is called. It's I want to say 100. Is it 100 or 1,000 fans to freedom or something like that?
Oh, it's 1,000,
But
I think.
1,000. Okay, dude, you don't need. You get like even if you take your you just double down on the libertarian part, man. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
you don't need a lot to be able to be pretty all right doing it. And like if you can go out and have someone pay you to fucking
exactly.
travel around and you're enjoying being on the road, man, then fuck yeah, dude. Like I don't know, like being on the road was pretty fun. You get to fucking do some weird shit, man. You get to fucking
I hate I like to be able to go do comedy, but like I hate traveling for work because like it's not fun. Like you're in and out, like you're not like enjoying okay,
Yeah.
I had to go to Georgia like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What'd you see there? What'd you go see there?
Nothing.
You saw the inside of the venue.
Yeah,
And you went
nothing.
home.
Like I flew into the airport. I flew into the Atlanta airport, which apparently is like the most busy airport in the world. Don't know how that's possible, but apparently it is. And then flew into that. I mean, it's not even a joke. I mean that for real. Like they say that like it's the most busy airport in the world. I'm like, how is this the most busy airport in the world? More than LAX or JFK? I don't know, whatever. But like I land there and I got picked up. I get driven an hour to the hotel I was staying at.
Yeah.
Got changed because the show was at 8. I flew in. I landed at 3:30. I got picked up at 4. An hour and 15 to the hotel. Changed real quick. Got a ride 15 minutes from the venue from the hotel. Did the show. Hung out with some people afterwards. Went back to the hotel, and then I had to be back at the airport for 6 because my flight was at 7:15 in the morning to get home because I fucking hate being at a place that I don't have my stuff at for longer than I have to be at. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I fucking hate it. I hate it. I'm not hanging out. Like I'm not hanging out. And first of all, I wasn't even in Atlanta. I was in Perry, which is south of Atlanta.
Everyone knows Perry, Georgia, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying.
Perry,
It's like
Georgia,
like I'm not even in the city of Atlanta, and I don't even really want to go to the city of Atlanta because I heard it's not great. I heard it's like kind of like fucking shitty and dangerous. So it's like I don't really want to fucking go to Atlanta. You know, it's like it's so yeah. It's not all. I was in I had to go to Steamboat Springs, but I also have to leave in like 5 minutes. Just a heads up. I got it.
Okay.
Like five or so minutes.
Okay, you got 4, and then
okay,
you're out of here.
Out of here in 4. I was in Steamboat Springs, Colorado, which was fucking beautiful, but it was negative 15 degrees when I left to leave home. And I was like, fuck this.
Yeah.
I got in the car and it said negative 15. I was like, that's probably broken. That's probably just not real. I was like, that can't be a real number I'm seeing right now. Because this isn't Antarctica. This is Colorado, and I'm in the continental United States. So how is this negative 15 right now? Like, and it's I have such like again like a where I live mentality of how I dress. Like I knew it was gonna be cold out there, so obviously I brought clothes for. But now I'm flying back home, and this is March, so it's still kind of cool back here, but not fucking 2 degrees cold.
Right.
So when I dressed to leave, I just had on like Vans, like thin sock, like no socks. I was wearing like joggers. Like no real pants, no underwear because joggers have the underwear in them. So no underwear. I was wearing like a hoodie and like a shirt under the hoodie, and that's it. And I get out like, oh, it's fucking cold. I get to the car and I'm like, negative 13. nah, that's probably fake. And I just kept driving. I was like, nope, still says -13. I'm driving more. I'm like, I still said -15. No, that's real. This is a real number I'm saying. I was like, it didn't hit past 0 until I was like in the Denver city limits. Because it's like 3 hours from Denver, Colorado Springs. Not Colorado, Steamboat Springs. Sorry, Steamboat Springs, about 3 hours from Denver. So it was a 3-hour drive in the morning of freezing. And then, fun. I had a rental car and they gave me the shittiest rental car in the world because the one I asked for an SUV on purpose because it's Colorado and it's snowing and ice and I wanted a four-wheel drive car. And they gave me a Honda hatchback like CRV. So not at all what I needed. And then I was going like 30 miles an hour, maybe less. And then I hit a fucking snow patch and my car spun out.
Oh, shit.
And I just I didn't crash. I didn't hit anything.
Right. There's not a lot to crash into there.
But the car went into like, not even, it didn't even go into the ditch. It kind of went into like a little bit of a snow embankment.
Yeah.
And then I had to get out in the middle of nowhere in pitch black weather. In literal freezing temperatures, put the car in neutral and push it out.
Oh shit!
By myself, like nothing. Like there is nothing, and I was like, "Is this how I die?"
Yeah,
the dumbest way possible.
Dying
like a bear just is like easy meal for this asshole. Like just because it was so fucking dark.
Yeah.
And then I was like, if this car doesn't start again, I'm just gonna freeze to death in the middle of the road, I guess.
Yeah,
like, what do I do?
Sounds like a book title right there for you. Dead in a Honda, man.
Dude, it was wildly fucking scary. It was so, and then like the rest of the way, I was like, I'm going 15 until it's daylight out. And by the way, I didn't see on the car for an hour and this is not a bit, an hour and a half. I didn't see on the car, not a single car for an hour. And I was like, dude, I feel like I'm like genuinely, it was crazy. And it's so dark, and I don't know the area. All right. And know there's rivers and lakes everywhere because when I drove through, it was sunny when I got there. And I did 2 days there. I did a Friday and Saturday show there. So I did 2 days there. So I was there like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I was there for 4 days. And I was like, I know there's this water everywhere. And when I looked at the GPS, when I spun out of control, not too far off that embankment is just a fucking lake.
Oh shit!
Like that's it. I'm like, that's dead, dude. I would have been dead, like frozen. Like even if I got out, I probably wouldn't have drowned, but I would have frozen to death. Like I would have hypothermia frozen to death, like for sure. Like 0% chance I wouldn't have. Like it was crazy, and I'm like, dude. I told my buddy Kyle who booked me for that. I would say, hey, bud, love you, had a great time. I'm never coming there again unless it's summertime. I don't give a fuck. I don't care about skiing. I don't care about snow. I hate it all. Hate the weather. Hate cold weather. Summer only, buddy. Thanks. Like,
that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Yeah. Well, hey, get the fuck out of here, man. Who needs you, dude? So yeah, this is fucking Adam Nutter, man. Dude, thanks for coming on, man. And yeah, we'll fucking
this is fun.
Yeah. Different.
Yeah, different, definitely different. Go check out the Cultivus podcast, everybody. Cultivus podcast on YouTube and everywhere. Go listen. Go subscribe. Go now.
All right, later, dude.
Later.
All right, that's fine. Adam Nutter, man. Check him out. I'm gonna put the links down there that he just said if you didn't hear it, or you can hit rewind and do that. I don't give a fuck. But thank you for listening. Like, share, subscribe. Do the same with his stuff. Check him out. Book him somewhere. Book him, Dano. That's what all the kids say now. All the kids, I hear them, book him, Dano, and then they go, LOL, dead, or some shit like that. Bet, cap, no cap. Right? That's what they all say. They all say it, and you fucking know it. They say that shit. So anyway, on the QGBN, this is Rusty Diamond, the Public Access Podcast, the podcast, and that is the show, man. Boom.
It's Rusty Diamond, motherfucker. It's Rusty Diamond, motherfucker.
Ernest! Ernest! Ernest!
Yes, Pee-wee.
You brought the snacks, right?